First of all, Ukraine. Wow, I mean the emotion at the end. I thought Gareth Bale, touch of class, going around everybody and consoling with them and congratulating them really on their effort. I felt a bit for them because they had a couple of games, big games in a few days, whereas Wales, could take it easy in the friendly. So always felt the edge would be with Wales, and so it proved. Even though, wow, I mean Ukraine dominated the game but couldn't score. Secondly, congratulations to Wales. Fantastic for them to get there, but Gareth Bale said it's the last piece of the jigsaw. I don't know. I mean, I think you want to go there and really put on a show. So let's see what they can do, bearing in mind what they did at Euro 2016, because the group, it shouldn't hold any fear for them, particularly after watching England at the weekend. And the other thing is, Ali, how you feeling? Because the Irish have been to a World Cup. Wales going to a World Cup. England there regularly. Are you okay, mate?
Oh, that was an uppercut.
Do you know what it was? It was a solar plexus jab.
Yeah.
That's what it was. No more than a solar plexus. I am delighted for Wales. I really am. Yeah, I've got to say it. We were well beaten on Wednesday. I would have a problem if we played really well and we're maybe a little bit unlucky. That would be hard to take. But it does soften the blow, I think, when you're beaten by a far better team.
Yeah, you're right, Ali. And Ali, thanks for the message last night. And I agree with you. I think we'll beat England as well.
Honestly, if England play like they did on Saturday, you've got every chance.
Talk to us about that, Ed.
It was shocking. It was the worst performance I can remember under Gareth Southgate. There was no cohesion to the play. There seemed to be no understanding from the players. I've been listening to you in the first hour, and Dean, I think you're right. The players let him down. The players didn't play well at all. So you've got to have a look at the players and how they performed. And there's only Jared Bowen. I thought Maguire played well. Jared Bowen played well as well. But that was about it. But again, I heard you say, Dean, that the substitution, bringing Phillips on, is inexplicable. Now, Gareth tried to explain it by saying, get Phillips on, you can move others higher up the pitch. That substitution, you can only get away with it if it works, and it didn't work. When you've got a goal machine who's just won a European trophy, sitting there waiting for an opportunity after 10 caps in nearly 5 years, he's got an opportunity after a stellar season in Italy. Why on earth did you not bring him on? It's a question that he didn't really properly answer. So I'm speaking to Gareth today. I may well put it to him again today, but when things like that happen, that's when fans start to lose a bit of heart and they lose a bit of faith in a manager. When he makes a decision like that, no matter how right he feels, he's got to really properly explain the decision like
that. Ed, never mind, in my opinion, why don't you bring him on? Don't you think it's a perfect opportunity to play him, Tammy Abraham?
Yeah, I do, because he said himself in the interview you played in the first hour, we're going to have to use these games to have a look at players. We'll have a look at Tammy Abraham. I mean, there's a lot of controversy. I've had a lot of talkSPORT presenters over the weekend saying that, a lot of ex-pros I'm talking about, saying that questioning the games, do they need them? It's been a long, hard season, blah, blah, blah. These are basically, and Gareth's explained it, these are the warm-up games for the World Cup. We won't have any friendlies. There's 6 games, or 5 now, before the World Cup, and the Nations League games. So we've got to use these to look at players. He's explained all of that. And he said, there are things you've got to do. Look at players, play well, look at different positions. He's experimenting. He's explained that. Whether you agree with him or not is a different matter, but he's experimenting. And he said, we've got to try and get the results as well. Well, that was the bit that was missing, as well as the performance on Saturday. It was truly terrible. But, he has to look. He said he wants to look at players. Well, look at Tammy Abraham. Does that mean he's going to start maybe tomorrow night here in Germany? Possibly. But if he doesn't look at him, in any of these 4 games in this 10-day, 11-day period, then that would be a strange thing.
Adrian, do you know Jared Bowen, the way he played? Have you noticed him, Jamie Vardy, played non-league football? Every time they pull a shirt on, it's like as if this is the last game they're ever going to play. He played yesterday as if he couldn't believe he'd been picked for England. Some of the players, the football playing for England gets in the way of their social life. It's spoiling their holidays. They'd rather be on holiday.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, I think I look at it more. I'm a bit more less dismissive of the players. I'll give them a bit more credit because I do believe they all want to play for England. I think some of them might well be tired. I look at Trent Alexander-Arnold and I think he's had an incredibly long season. And so there's no Jordan Henderson even in the squad. And then Trent's pitched into that after a week after playing the Champions League final. So he's gone deep in every club competition. And yet he's asked to play in this game. I thought that was a little bit strange, but the tiredness thing, I understand what you're saying, but some players will be more tired than others, and maybe have a look at that and pitch them in later in this 4-game period. But I know what you're saying, but I look at how we lined up and the 3 at the back, and at times Kyle Walker, a centre-back on Saturday, was wide on the right, getting in Trent's way. At times, Harry Maguire was hugging the left-hand touchline. And I think he's a really good footballer, Harry Maguire, but a creative, left wing-back, he is not. I just didn't understand what he was trying to achieve with the players he had on the pitch. When he brought Phillips on and moved players forward, it was almost like Harry Maguire was playing a number 10. It was really weird watching what was going on, and I don't think the players really understood it. So they might have looked disinterested. I just thought they were confused by the manager's tactics.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.